you know, when I talk about the word discipline, when I talk about, you know, again, when I talked about my 4 for 4, you know, series that I posted in my other videos, that for me was just a testament and a testimony about, you know, the discipline and the self-accountability that I'm trying to cultivate in myself and, you know, hold myself accountable to the life that I say I want. And to, you know, not really just talk about it, but to really do the work and walk it. To really, you know, practice what you preach. To not, you know, come on here and tell you guys about, you know, all the things that you guys, all the, you know, the fillers or the, you know, the juicy stuff, but to really give you guys the nitty gritty, to give you an insight and a perspective on, you know, how it is I even came to this point of view, to be able to even share these things with you guys. But to really, again, just be transparent, vulnerable, and truthful. To, you know, again, lead with integrity and to just be authentic. To, you know, not come on here and try to, you know, paint a picture that's not true, but to really give you an idea and a, you know, kind of a glimpse and a perspective into what it is that it took for me to get to where I am now. And, you know, the sacrifices, the commitment, and the discipline and accountability that I had to, you know, continuously act on day in and day out. And as I am still doing currently, you know, because it's not a finished product, you know, it's not a finish line. It's about, you know, just continuously improving and getting better each day. You know, really showing up, you know, really, you know, putting yourself in those situations, like I said, you know, to cultivate and to shape yourself, you know, who it is that God created you to be. To, you know, really embrace the journey, you know, the adversity, you know. So it's like, that's what I talk about when I talk about the discipline and why it is doing the hard things in your life are so important. You know, they can be super transformative for, you know, your character, you know, your confidence, you know, your physique, like, again, like I was saying about the gym, you know, to really, again, put yourself in those situations that will allow you to, you know, see your strengths or expose your weaknesses. But either way, it's still an opportunity for you to grow. It's like, okay, I know I'm strong here. Let's maximize that. Okay, I know I'm weak here. Let's work on this. Let's show up here. Let's give this a little more attention. Okay, we know we're good over here. Let's continue to work towards this. Let's continue to chip away at it. Let's continue to cultivate and mold this and develop it into something even better than what it is. So that's what I'm talking about, you know, doing the hard things, putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations that will allow you to honestly reintroduce yourself to yourself. You know, there are things that I've been through that I didn't even think were possible based off my limited mindset in the past. You know, but through showing up each day on a consistent basis and a consistent effort, you know, I was able to, be able to share what it is I've been through with you guys. You know, that's what, again, the intention behind these videos are, to really just inspire and to really, you know, be transparent what it is I've been through, you know, again, as a student athlete my whole life, and, you know, limiting my identity to my athletics and, you know, what it is I thought I was ultimately here to do. When I think about it now, it's just so micro. It's just so, like, it's limited. You know, all athletes are so much more than what it is they, you know, spend their time doing professionally, you know, recreationally, or, you know, at a collegiate level. You know, we're so much more. And people that don't even do athletics, that, you know, whether it's you're working a job, whether it's you're, you know, a parent, you know, a spouse, you know, whatever it is you are, that is a role or a title in society, you're so much more than that. You know, your identity is not what it is you do. Your identity is who you are. What is within you, what's in your heart, what's in your mind, you know, what it is you can bring to the world and be of service for. That's what, again, this video was really just about. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, and, you know, hopefully just, you know, spark some thoughts in your mind about, you know, who it is you want to be, and to, you know, how it is you want to hold yourself accountable, and what it is you want to, you know, set as a plan of action to continue to show up and, you know, cultivate that person that you say you want to be. To really, again, hold yourself accountable and to be consistent, but most importantly, be authentic, to be truthful, to be rooted in integrity, to, you know, trust in God's plan for your life, to, you know that ultimately the plan that you do set for yourself, He has a much greater plan for you. But the plan that you set for yourself can lead you in, you know, points you and maybe even put you in alignment with that plan. But it's on us to take that initiative and to take that first step, you know, to really walk by faith and not by sight, to really, you know, do the hard work, to do the things that we don't want to do, but the things that, you know, we need to do. And so that's really what this video was about. So again, I hope, you know, one of you guys take something away from this, and that, you know, as the days goes on, and even after this video, when it ends, to really just ask yourself, okay, who do I want to be? And what is that going to require me to do? What are the requirements, the actions, the thought process, the characteristics that are going to, be required for me to even come into alignment with that person I'm trying to be.